Meanwhile, former Vice President Mike Pence is featured in that indictment after testifying against former President Trump.
And that came up when the former Indiana governor made a campaign stop at the Indiana State Fair today. Our Hannah Adamson spoke with the former vice president after that campaign speech. She joins us live with what he had to say. Hannah?
The former vice president touting his four-step inflation plan here at the Indiana State Fair to voters. His visit back to the Indiana State Fair comes off the heels of the latest indictment against former President Donald Trump. Pence responding, saying he hoped it would not come to this, but not mincing words about his former boss. Pence says anyone who puts themselves above the Constitution should not be the president of the United States. He says what the former president has said about Pence's ability to overturn the election results while he was still vice president is simply not true.
As I seek the Republican nomination, that despite what Donald Trump has said over the last 2.5 years, that I had no right to overturn the election. And that on that day, President Trump asked me to choose him over my oath to the Constitution.
It's unclear whether or not Pence has enough donors to qualify for the first Republican debate. That's scheduled to take place Wednesday, August 23rd. Reporting live at the Indiana State Fair, Hannah Adamson, Fox 59 News.
All right, a lot to watch there, Hannah. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, Pence's initial speech was meant to focus on his inflation plan. He criticized the Biden White House and the recent historic inflation rates, along with gas prices and the national debt.
And I believe that the next president of the United States needs to make tackling inflation and reducing the burden of inflation on working families their #1 economic priority.
He says his plan includes cutting back government spending, stabilizing federal interest rates, establishing more supply chains in the U.S., and increasing what he calls energy independence.